William Hunt Savile sponsors the Trilby Tour. The perfect gentleman's playground.
This week on the Trilby Tour, a shelf stacker, a dentist and a steelworker compete against another 150 or so amateur golfers to try and become champion of Worcestershire. The last time the Trilby Tour visited the tricky course at Gaudet Luce, we were met with wind and rain and damp conditions. This time it's sunny all the way, so now there's a chance for the course to shine, the players to shine, and for someone to be crowned champion of Worcestershire. Coming up on the show, we have all the best of the play from a splendid day at Gaudet Luce. The best 4 players of the day face off over 3 holes to determine the champion of Worcestershire. And we will look into the heart of darkness with the worst play of the day in Rogues Gallery. Hannah Wilkes is on the first tee talking to the players, but now here's our commentator, Mr. Rob Lee.
Thank you, Mac. Yes, welcome to the Championship of Worcestershire from Gaudet Luce. That means rejoice in the light, and players are rejoicing because it was pouring last year. It's perfect this year. Conditions are firm. The greens are fantastic. Let's get down to Hannah on the first tee.
Thanks very much, Rob. Now, I have got a Trilby newbie with me. Now, Mark, we've already established this morning that you're not really getting the rules of the Trilby Tour. You're trying to walk the wrong way around the tee box. You're late. Did you not read the instructions?
No, see, we're from Ireland, so it wasn't in the right language for us, so we didn't know where to go. And he's I don't think he had his bacon sandwich over there, in fairness to him, so I didn't really know where to go this morning.
Right, so without a bacon sandwich, you don't know directions?
No.
Doesn't bode well for the golf, I'm not going to lie.
No. I don't know what's going to happen on this first tee now, to be honest.
Okay, have you practiced here at Gaudet Luce?
Yeah, played yesterday, it's lovely.
You sound very confident and assured. What do you reckon you can do here today, score-wise?
I don't know, I'd be delighted with 30 points.
Delighted with 30?
Yeah, so...
You're going to need more than that to get the top 10?
I know, but I'd be delighted with 30 points, so we'll see what happens.
Okay, well, we'll see whether you're delighted or not in 18 holes' time. Good
Brilliant.
luck.
Thanks very much.
Now, look, Mark's a cross-hander. That's a sure sign of being a hurling player in his youth. He's got that Patrick Reed left foot action going. Work to be done.
Sanjeev, your 4th Trilby Tour.
Yeah.
How have you done the previous 3?
Not very well.
Everyone always says
that.
that.
So annoying. This is going to be the year. Well, I said that on the first, second and third.
Well, at least you're consistent.
Yeah.
What's gone wrong the previous 3 times you've been a Trilby Tourian?
Putting.
Right.
That's all it is. Tee to green, it's fine. It's just the putts. They don't fall.
How do you feel about the putting today, though? How dry it's
Same
been?
as the last 3 attempts.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Not good?
We'll see what happens.
What score do you reckon you can do?
Well, I reckon it's going to be, I think 40 is going to win it.
Wow,
I think that's
a
what
big
I think
score.
it is, yeah.
Huge, in fact.
I think it's going to be 40 for the top 10.
Right.
So you need to...
You reckon 40 just to get in the top 10?
Yeah.
That's a seriously bold claim.
It's playing easy.
Okay. Well, good luck
Well, it
getting
did last
40.
night.
It might have all changed overnight.
I know.
Good luck, Sanjeev.
Thank you.
Well, Sanjeev going with an iron. It's not a long par 4, just to get off to a steady start. No glove, no love. That's what they say. That seems to be very efficient. It is efficient. That's a good start. Maybe it's going to be Sanjeev's day. Get that putter hot, Sanjeev. Let's get back to Hannah.
Thanks very much, Rob. Now, James Bowler, we've seen you around many a time on the Trilby Tour, made a couple of finals. Is this year another year where you can make it all the way to the grand final and maybe even become world champion?
I feel fairly confident. My game's in a good spot. I've just won a major at my home club not long ago, so I'm bringing some good form into this, and I'm hoping to at least post a half decent score today and then go on from there. There is a steely determination to you. Part of me is kind of hoping you absolutely shank it from the first. Yeah, I'm hoping not. I'm taking driver, so hopefully taking that out of the options. The first hole sets up quite well for me as well. I'm a bit of a fader, so hopefully I'll just knock one down there, keep it fairly steady start, get the nerves out of the way, and then we can carry on from there. Have you played here at Gaudet Luce before? I have played a couple of rounds here. How have you found the course? I found it very useful for me. Again, it sets up, like I said, sets up well. I'm fairly steady most of the time, so keep it down the middle and just make sure there's always a wedge into the green to get some decent scores on the cards. Good luck to you, Mr. Bowler. Thank you very much indeed.
Well, Bowler, Trilby, it's all coming together. Driver, aggressive play. Down the left. Good vibe around the Trilby Tourians at the first, that's for sure. Yeah, well, I'll tell you what, if you want to play in the Trilby Tour, you better have either some bucks or a little bit of dough. That deer's okay, totally unscathed.
I found a man with a bit of a home advantage. Mark Stokes, you got to the playoff here last year, so the home advantage really worked for you, didn't it?
It did last year. Problem being this year, of course, the course is so dry, it's playing completely differently to normal. So I think that might negate the home advantage a little bit, but we'll try our best anyway.
Surely, even though obviously, like you say, it's playing very differently, you know this course like the back of your hand. There must be some little tricks and sneaky ways that you know to get the points in.
Well, some of the greens are very undulating, and the greenkeepers have got them very, very fast for today. So there are certain places where you do not want to put the ball. So at least I might have some idea of where not to put it. Where it bounces once it hits the fairway is another matter.
Anybody's guess. Before I let you go and tee off, can you just do one thing for me? Could you say undulating again? Because you said it beautifully.
Undulating.
Oh, thank you. Off you go.
Even with a Brummie accent.
God, they play a good game of Scrabble, those two, wouldn't they? Stokes at the first with an iron. Well, it's quite a deliberate backswing. And that one down the tight left-hand line, tree trouble.
Simon Deacon, a well-known Trilby Tourian, but Gaudet Luce here is probably one of the few places that you haven't made it to a playoff. Can you change that today?
Let's hope so. We've had a couple of tries this year already. Haven't really succeeded, but we had a practice round here yesterday, and I feel like today could be the day.
Yeah, I like that. There's a real steely look of determination in your eyes. Why do you like this course then?
You haven't got a lot of drivers, it's just about position. If we can just get in position, tee to green, I think we'll do well today.
Keep it simple. Keep it very simple. Who have you got caddying for you today?
My dad is always caddying today. So let's hope we can make it into that top 10 and hopefully the top 4.
Absolutely. What score are you aiming for?
39 would be good for me.
Oh, that's a bold statement, but we are seeing some big scores, so it's probably what you need.
I think it's very scoreable around here as long as you get it in the fairway.
Right, you heard it here first. 39 for Simon Deacon. Let's see if that is correct in 18 holes' time. Good luck.
Thank you. Cheers.
Well, Simon Deacon plays at Frilford Heath. Same course as James Bowler. So also an iron. Popular club. Oh, yes. He is off. Multi Trilby Tourian. Fairway splitter. Lovely. Let's get to the 6th. Just 151 yards. James Bowler. Trying to get this one to drop down onto the target. As it hangs in the air. It lands nice and softly, so that's all right. 2 par 5s, 5 par 3s at Gaudet Luce. Well, one man's Gaudet's, another man's Gaudet. Let's keep it loose. Not quite as straight as he would have wanted. Cumra, 2nd to 9. 11 points. The man waiting for his putter to get hot. He's played that unbelievably well. That will change his fortunes if he can knock that in. Coming towards the end with 25 points is Mark Stokes. Indubitably. You could see that if you're going to miss, you want it to be just right because it comes back onto the green. That's exactly what's happened to that one. So that's turned into a pretty good effort. 10th is a par 3. The second par 3 on the back 9 is the 12th. Simon Deacon, look, he's going well. Said he was going to go for 39 points. He's on target. How about this one? Oh, it's hit something very... Oh, no. Oh, no, that needs a bit of luck. There's a hazard there and a hedge and a tree. Nothing good. Bowler for the 2 at the 6th. Just behind the par of the course at the minute. Whoa, sit down. Aggressive. Par 5 8th. 3 shots so far for Gallagher. Go on. Nearly 30 points for Mark. Did not qualify, but a good time had by all, to be sure. Kumra for the birdie at 9. Needs something magical to happen. It was an OMG moment, it was. We saw Stokes' tee shot run all the way down the bank. Left himself with a birdie attempt, and he's got a par attempt of 6 feet coming back. Deakin's okay at the tough 12th, par 3. Not in the hedge, not next to the tree, not in the hazard. And that one's scuttling on by. Bowler for the par. Yeah, well done. 31 points for James Bowler, all the way from Trilford Heath, D and Q. Kumra for the par at 9. Yeah, that's better. 27 points. Putter didn't behave. Not this time. These par putts are so important, the Trilby Tour. Stokes. Unforced error. 3-putt bogey, 30 points all in all. DNQ for Mark. Deakin's the man that's making a really good tilt of his day in Worcestershire. 40 points. He wanted 39. He ended up with 40. Simon Deakin will be in the playoff.
Well, our reigning champion here in Worcestershire, and without doubt, the most chilled man on the Trilby Tour, Simon Gardner. Can you defend your title today?
That's the plan. I have no idea what's going to happen. I've played 4 times this year.
Just 4?
4 times, yeah. So it's a walk in the park. So we'll see what happens.
On those 4 times, how was the game?
Yeah, up and down. Up and down to say the least. So yeah, it's all. We'll have a good idea after the first tee shot to see what kind of game I've brought with me today. So yeah, should be good.
Okay. Have you got a decent caddy to help you out if it's not looking so great after that first shot?
Well, my original caddy is on holiday.
Selfish.
I know. It's like, seriously, this is Trilby Tour. You book
it's worth cancelling holidays for and booking them around it.
Exactly. You know, so I've got my mate Matt on the bag today. He's a golfer himself, so we should be a tight little pair. It should be good.
And even if not, you'll have a lovely day out. Beautiful weather.
It's better than last year. Yeah.
Well, good luck.
Thank you very much.
I think we should give Simon a 2-shot penalty for being too cool. It's a good looking swing, isn't it? Very good. Bouncing down the fairway, looking for another Trilby Tour win. Game on. We're back in a couple of minutes.
Perfect Gentleman's Playground. The Perfect Gentleman's Playground.
The William Hunt Trilby Tour Championship of Worcestershire continues at Gaudet Luce. We are here Gaudet long. Bit of a play on words, but it seems that nobody exactly knows exactly how to say it. So we're going with Gaudet. Let's see what we hear during the day. To Simon Gardner, all the way to the 15th and the par 5, his third. Lay up to here. Not been a top day with 20 points. 4 holes to play. And that fringing. The greens are beautifully manicured and watered. Course is firm around there, so it's playing short and they hold. That's a good combination for a low score. 12th, 201 yards. It's a nasty par 3, this. 21 points for Kevin King. That's a great shot. You find this green 2-putt, you've played a worldie. Gardner for the birdie. It's a long one, very long birdie putt. I'm not sure that's especially close to the hole, that one, for Simon. Barry Harding from Northants, 10 handicapper, first Trilby Tour event. This is the tee shot at 6. Down the hill. And you see when it bounces short, it releases and keeps running. You fly it all the way out, it will stop. Second at 14 for Ross Holmes, playing in sepia. That looks like wind your clock back 30 years there. Steady. That's fine. It's well played from down there. Gardner for the par at 15. Just out of sorts today, Simon. 25 in the end. That's a D&Q. But haste ye back. King for the 2. Fast putt. 33 points. Nobody getting close to Simon Deakin. 40 points in the clubhouse, remember. Harding right across the green for his birdie 2. Go on. Almost. Not a bad day on the links, but 33 points, although right now in a playoff position, that cannot make it. 23 points after 13 holes. That's 3 over net. In old money. Recovered slightly for 34. Again, thin hopes. To Hannah and William.
Thanks very much, Rob. I'm here with the man himself, William Hunt. William, what a beautiful day we've got here at Gaudet Luce.
Isn't it just? It's a great venue, and the sun's only complementing it and making it look even more beautiful.
It's making it look more beautiful. It's making it a little bit tricky out on the course. Who do you fancy today? Who are the ones to watch?
Well, the ball's running longer than people would expect on a normal day, but we've had that weather now for weeks and weeks and weeks. The greens are running beautifully and holding very nice. It's a tight first 9, so you've got to steer your way around that, and opens up a little bit the second 9. And you've asked me who do I fancy today. There's quite a few champions here today. You've got Simon Gardner, who's the reigning champion. He's not going to want to give that up. He's a smashing bloke. He's been on the Trilby Tour many years now, and last year he reached his goal. You've got Alan Kavanagh, good player, and he wants another scalp. Mark Turner, another champion. There's plenty of guys here. You've got Rob Wilkinson, everyone's champion in waiting. And
Producer's pick, he's been saying it all tour.
Producer's pick, and I saw this morning, I said, Will, please don't choose me. Please don't pick me, because every time you do, there's men desperate to be champions here today, and there's some desperate men.
And you've just cursed a load of them by picking them.
I didn't pick them. Honestly. I think the fairest thing to do is me to pick my winner today would be Gary Stuttard, because he's got no chance of winning. So
We'll get to Hunt's hunch a little later in the programme when he gets more serious. Mansell, John Mansell that is, Clevedon Golf Club, North Somerset, 8 handicapper, first Trilby Tour. And that one finding the target quite nicely. That's very well done. Chipping's been quite tricky today because they're firm underground, and then you get soft green, receptive. Houghton with his 3rd, par 5 15th. So 2 good ones to hear. Playing it with a bowed left arm, unusual technique. And a D green for Houghton. You would think this would have to go in on 32 points for Stuttard. At the last. What a shot. What a shot. Too little too late, I fancy. 34 points for Aaron. He's a really good Trilby Tour performer. That surely won't be strong enough or good enough. Houghton has chances, 29 points. That was very, very timid. Mansell from right to left. Run out, run out. That's good speed on the greens, 34 points. They're stacking up on that score, but a forlorn hope, I fancy, making the last 4. Houghton with every opportunity for the par. And he let it go. He had it there in his hands for the taking. 35 points. That'll disappoint. That'll hurt and sting. Let's catch up with Hannah, who takes a close look at the 3 playoff holes.
Thanks very much, Rob. Now our playoff holes here at Gaudet Luce are the 1st, which is a par 4, the 12th, which is a par 3, and then the par 4 18th. And to talk us through the playoff is Andy Lang, who's the course manager here. Now, Andy, We've already had an eagle, a bit of a fluke admittedly, on this first hole. How do you approach playing this one?
Okay, so it's a relatively short par 4, about 400 yards, downhill from an elevated tee. The main dangers on this hole would be tree lined on the left, a fairly narrow fairway, and out of bounds to the right hand side and around the back of the green. So with the hole playing as short as it is at the moment, a long drive would leave you with a relatively short chip into the green. The pin today is kind of middle of the green, just in from the right hand side. Green slopes from right to left. So yeah, the guy with the eagle got pretty lucky today, I guess.
And looking at that green, is it out of bounds behind it? So you've got to be quite careful not to overshoot.
Kind of, yeah, 20 yards behind the green, in through the tree line is out of bounds. Yeah.
Andy, the par 3 12th, quite a famous hole in Trilby Tour history, as it was the scene of James Vose's mammoth meltdown here in the playoff last year. We ended up in that ditch and could not get out of it. Is the ditch the only hazard you need to be aware of?
No, not at all. The 12th hole here is 200 yard long par 3, our signature hole, and there's 2 large trees to the right hand side of the green. So the ideal shot in would be a long iron fade into the centre of the green and use the contours to take the ball into the pin position today, which is tucked right behind the greenside bunker and pond.
So a challenging par 3, although it looks quite straightforward from the face of it. What happens if you go too far left?
Too far left, there's a big slope into the back of the green, which then leads you down to the infamous ditch. So you don't want to leave yourself too far to the left.
Hazards everywhere.
Absolutely.
Well, Andy, by the time our golfers get to the 18th of the playoff, this is the 21st hole they're playing. Tired legs, it's hot today. Tired minds, probably too. And you've got a water hazard on the right-hand side, so I'm guessing you want to stick to the left.
Absolutely. There's out of bounds to the left-hand side on the bottom of the bun there. The green is reachable from the tee, particularly in conditions like this. So depending on how the guys are feeling, for the bigger hitters, it is worth a chance. But there is the risk of the pond and the out of bounds to the left.
The green itself looks a little bit undulating.
It is, absolutely. It's on 3 tiers, and the 2 top tiers fall down into the centre tier, so there's a dip in the middle, which is quite unique. So really, I think from a laid-up shot on the fairway, you'd be aiming for the centre of the green today.
You make it sound so very simple, but can our Trilby Tourians do it with such ease? Rob?
Thank you, Hannah. Back out into the links, and Andrew Haskins from Shirehampton Park Golf Club in Bristol. Plays off of 8. It's his second Trilby Tour event. And somehow that has bounced the hazard. That is a miracle how it's got there in one blow. Stay. What a good break that is. Simon Fletcher. Not too many shots to play with off of 3. 26 points through 13 holes at this point. And a low rasping fade that somehow managed to avoid the water, bouncing up near the front of the green. Leon Hutt's approach at the 9th. Closing holes 392 yards. And that pin on that top tier. That's a wonderful effort from down there. 24 points for Haskins. It's going well. We know what a tricky hole this is, the 12th. Stay, stay, stay. Read it well. Read it really well. Par putt coming back from 5 or 6 feet. Fletcher's third, 14. He's from the area, Worcester Golf Club. Good chip, very good chip. Haskins for the par. Over borrowed, but 37 points. That is playing off right now. The standards getting higher with the late finishes. Fletcher for the par, 26 points. Oh, what a putt. Keeps him in with an outside chance with a fast finish. Hutt's third. Saw the good work to here. Oh, and he makes the putt as well. Brilliant. 38 points, Leon Hutt. Looking good. Fletcher has found the fairway at 18. If you do have a go at the green, you can reach it, but there's out of bounds and bunkers and water. This is bouncing down. Oh, he's knocked it in. That is a top finish. How do you make 37 points? Well, you make a 2, an eagle 2 at the very last hole. Deserves to get in the final 4. Does he? Yes, he does. It's all those in red that will proceed. Simon Deakin, Leon Hutt, Simon Fletcher with that amazing finish, and Andrew Haskins. Well played to Houghton, Holmes, Mansell, Studdard, Harding and King. They will qualify for the World Championship final. Here's Hunt's hunch.
We've got plenty of champions here today. Done nothing. We've got the best 4 players are now in this playoff. Simon Deakin's on his 10th Trilby Tour. This is 4th playoff today. He's got to fancy himself. Leon Hutt, first time on the Trilby Tour. 7 handicapper. Played really, really well. Really well. Looks a bit nervous. Simon Fletcher, he's come out of nowhere and he's heavily backed by a lot of locals here. And as we saw on that last hole, holed out from miles away, I actually thought he didn't hit it very well and it went in. And Andrew Haskins is his 2nd Trilby Tour, so a little bit of experience. Who am I going to go with? Who's not going to win after I tip them? Simon Fletcher.
And you can see the final 4 loitering on the tee, all covering their ears, going la 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 la. They don't want to hear Hunt's hunch. You'll see the playoff when we come back.
The perfect gentleman's playground. The perfect gentleman's playground.
Welcome back to Gaudet Luce. This is where we find out who will be the William Hunt Trilby Tour Champion of Worcestershire. Nerves and tension and Hunt's hunch, it's all happening. Let's get down there.
Could we please welcome to the tee, ladies and gentlemen, Simon Deakin.
Simon Deakin, 42, Golf Club Fulford Heath, handicap 14. Very good. Started off really well, got into the round nicely. 4-putted the 9th to put me on 17 points, but I really fancied I was going to play one on the back 9 and 23 points on the back. Really good. Well, this is my 3rd time this year on the Trilby, so that just says in itself how much I think of the Trilby Tour. It's brilliantly run, always great courses, great atmosphere. You know, a bit of nerves, gets your nerves jingling. So it's great.
So Simon Deakin at the first, not a long par 4, just find the fairway with a long iron. It's got a nice action. Got a bit of lazy power in there.
Next, will you please welcome Leon Hutt.
My name is Leon Hutt. I'm 39 years old. Club is the Springs, and my handicap is 7. It was good. I started double bogey, bogey, and then from there it was steady. It'd be amazing. I don't know. Yeah, it'd just be amazing. I don't expect it, but if it happens, it happens.
Oh, Leon, driver. Taking it to the golf course. Oh, yeah. Full release with that one.
Out on the tee, ladies and gentlemen, Simon Fletcher.
Simon Fletcher, 51, Worcester Golf and Country Club, 3 handicap. Fantastic, absolutely fantastic. Beautiful weather, good course, and the setup of the event is, first time I've played, but the setup of the event is absolutely amazing, so great fun. Well, first is to play it the same as I did this morning, because I birded it. If I play the 18th like I did today, then I'll eagle it. So a par in the middle would be, would be good, that should be all right.
I would say 3 under par for the 3 playoff holes. That is championship quality. Fletcher, driver. Well, they've all made really good passes at it. Oh, that looks to be bunkered. Flew it all the way in there.
My name is Andrew Haskins. I'm 53 years old. I play golf at Hampton Park Golf Club in Bristol, and my handicap is 8. I putted very well today. 3 2s, 3 birdies on par 3s. Very good. Very pleased. 1 driver possibly, and then see what we've got. And I played 3 iron on the par 3 and 3 iron off the par 5, so the same game plan really.
Well, the last is a par 4, but the first is a driver. He's given that a beat, but wrapped it over. Now, how far left is that going in there? There's some long grass down there. Well, hopefully he'll find it. So, we're all underway, on our way to finding out the champion of Worcestershire. Haskins found the ball, dropped it out to here, so playing 3. Right over the top of the trees. Blind. Far from ideal. Deakin second. Remember, the only man to get a shot, that comes at the 18th, the last hole of the 3. Now that was down the sort of safe side, trying to get a knuckle bounce to the right onto the green. He just missed that. Bunker for Fletcher, his second. It's lying cleanly. Clean strike. Is that a hair left? It is, and that's what can happen. You can bounce back down onto the green. What a shot! They're in 2. Not likely after finding the sand. Magnificent for Fletcher. Hunt's hunch, remember. Trying to reverse a very strong trend. Hutt. Spin. Oh, it's wonderful. So a couple of birdie putts coming up. That was a really, really good approach for the Hutt. Haskins 4th. This is where his 3rd finished. Get there eventually. And I'm not sure that's found the putting green either. It hasn't. Now playing 5. So a handful. Quite a gentle start, the first. Keep running, keep running. So the best he can do is a double bogey 6. You can play your way out of this so quickly. Deakin chipping above the green on the left-hand side. It's quite straightforward. That was not played as he saw it in his head. He did not have that picture. A low scudder. Absolutely disgusted with that one, Deakin. Deakin blue. For the par. Oh, a second scuffer. Oh, this is turning into a nightmare. So now having played 4, shake it ahead. Problems with the chipping, I fancy. Meanwhile, birdie attempt for Fletcher, whose bunker play from the fairway bunker on the right-hand side was extraordinary. This is for the 3. A good par, a very good par after a slightly errant tee shot. That'll do. You make par at the first hole in the Trilby Tour playoff, you're never that far away. Hutt for his birdie. To be out in front. It's another par. So Fletcher and Hutt forging ahead. Others with problems. Deakin for a bogey 5. And this is quick down the hill. Oh, that's not going to go in. Well, a 6 for Simon Deakin. He's playing like a Hunt's hunch at the minute. As is Andrew Haskins for his double bogey 6. Work to do. So that's a 7. 3 over par, 2 holes to play. Surely he's too far back.
As seems to happen, first hole chaos. I mean, what does this thing do to people? These are good players. Simon Deakin, lots of experience, but just throwing a wobbler. And as his ball wobbled on that first there, but only trembled a bit, so no penalty there. Simon Fletcher's looking very good. Very, very good. Great shot at that bunker and a great putt to save. You know, Leon Hutt, I didn't fancy him, but very, very steady. Andrew Haskins, he's gone. He's just gone.
So, first to tee off, Hutt at the tough 12th. Fairway wood, a little nudger. A hybrid. Don't go right. Whatever you do, don't go right. He's gone right. That cannot be good news. Cannot be good news on a par 3. Fletcher off a marvellous par at the opening hole. Now he hasn't gone right with that one. He's gone over the other side, down the left wing.
Simon Deakin.
It's the better of the 2 misses. Hunt's hunch. Deakin with a 6 at the first, a double bogey. Oh, has he found a swing? As he found a swing, be right, shouts of... Oh, brilliant.
And finally, fourth in line, Andrew Haskins.
Nobody better than that in the whole day. Haskins. Redemption in the offing. Oh, that was just fractions away. Right at it. So Haskins cannot afford any mistakes. He's just made another one. So Leon Hutt took a penalty drop to here. This then for the par at 12. Tight lie, no green. That's actually very good from there, very good. So that for a bogey 4. Little right to left swinger for Leon Hutt, who played the first hole well. Haskins at +3 in trouble. Well, the spin he got on that was unbelievable. He will have a par putt. Fletcher from way left, but he has a chance here to chip this close. As I said, it was a chance. A very thin one, going by that one. So par does not look likely for Simon Fletcher. The weight of Hunt's hunch has proved to be too great. That's a much better chip. But he will be over par going down the final hole if he knocks that one in by just one shot. So things are changing rapidly. Hutt for his bogey. It will swing from right to left. So with the penalty shot, double bogey 5. All of a sudden, he goes to +2. This is a very volatile leaderboard with only 3 holes. Deakin, unbelievably, for a birdie 2, looked out of it after the first hole. Didn't convert. It's a very good par. And with other players making mistakes, and he being the only man with a shot up the last, things are changing. Haskins. Bunker shot finished here. That's unlucky. It was a really, really good putt. But +5, his day is done. Fletcher, a chip and putt bogey if this goes in. Look how far past it went. It looks stone dead. And that's a quick double. So he goes from level to +2. He's now on the same score as Simon Deakin, who doubled the first hole.
You know, we saw it last year, didn't we? That hole killed James Vose, and you know he knows how to play this thing. Andrew Haskins having a nightmare. I mean, we can't raise a smile out of him. He just wishes. He looks like he wishes he wasn't here. You know, he's made the playoff, and he just wishes he wasn't here. He wants the ground to swallow him up and just disappear. Simon Fletcher didn't cover himself in glory on that hole, made a bit of a mess of it, but and Leon Hutt doesn't look like he's don't know if he's got it, but Simon Deakin by default is right back in it because he's got a shot this hole. It's got to be his to lose.
Deakin then, unbelievably, after being out of it one hole later, he's tied for the lead with a stroke, going down the last. Taking risk out of it with an iron. Well, it's not out of bounds. It's not in the fairway, but it's okay. Fletcher on the same score, but no stroke. Seems to appreciate the vibe of this one. Should come back down the slope. Yeah, that's very close to Simon Deakin's tee shot. They're fine. Hutt with a driver. You might as well have a crack. Now there's trouble everywhere here. There's water on the right. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that. He's just chipping from there, pitching. Haskins not risking the driver. He might as well have done. Had a bit of fun at 5 over. But that's what he was trying to do, and that's what he did. Get it on the fairway. Maybe like Simon Fletcher, he can hold his second and go back to +3 and hope for a miracle. Both scenarios would be a miracle. So Deakin, here for net nothing because he's got a shot. Find that green. Oh, which he's done. There for one. Tied at the top. Advantage Deakin. Fletcher has got to make birdie. Needs to make a birdie. Little soft knee action, little dipping into the ball. And he's got a wonderful opportunity from there. Caught the downslope and then gripped up. Haskins at +5, it's all over, bar the shouting. But we will see him in the Trilby Tour World Championship final. Whatever he makes here, doesn't matter. So the third man who's 2 over par took the driver, took a chance. Can he turn it into a 3? Oh, maybe he can. That's a superb effort. Fortune favours the brave, but not always in the Trilby Tour. Haskins for the 3, grandstand finish. Not to be, but a fine day out in the links. You make it through the playoff, you've played well. 1 gone, 3 to go. Deakin for the 3 net 2. This would take care of business right now. Oh, and he's not even put it stone dead. There's so much can happen yet. Fletcher, can he knock this in for a 3? Put Deakin under pressure. He can't. The answer is he can't. Look at Deakin's marker there. It's gone a long way past. So Fletcher can't finish better than 2 over. It's now up to Leon Hutt after the driver and the beautiful pitch shot. Has he got a putt to match? Oh, he's so unlucky. Can't believe it. Just cannot believe it. And now an agonising wait for him and Fletcher if he knocks this in. The best they can be is +2. And they have to wait and see if Simon Deakin can knock this in for a 4 net 3 and become the Trilby Tour champion of Worcestershire. And he can, at long last. It's breakthrough time for Simon Deakin. All those years of trying on the Trilby Tour, it all comes to a head. He is the champion of Worcestershire. He is a very proud man. Look at that grimace.
That's 6 events down, and now only 2 regional championships remain of the 2018 Trilby Tour. After those, there's the Trilby 2's pairs competition before everyone meets up in glorious Hull for the World Championship final. Now, let's have a quick word with the new champion of Worcestershire, Simon Deakin.
Exhausted, ecstatic, still shaking. Last putt there, I struggled to put the ball down just in front of the marker. But we did it. It's been a long time coming, but we did it in the end.
We had to give shot of the day to playoff contender Simon Fletcher for this superb shot on the 18th. Hopefully it'll compensate him for not becoming champion. He certainly looks cheerful. But now, from the best of the day to the worst in Rogues Gallery. And we begin on the 8th with an enormously vigorous attempt to enter the trees from Jake Salmons. You could tell from the look in his face that nothing was going to stop Jake from going arboreal. A less determined but equally effective method of wood entry here from Clive Fowler, doing the same thing on the same hole, but in his own inimitable way. This may look like a weird way of teeing off on the first, but it soon becomes apparent that it's actually Paul Morgan attempting to return his errant ball to the green on the third. The best way to enjoy this terrible shot from Chris Hiscock on the 8th is to stare at the lovely wild meadow in the background. Similarly, concentrate on the long swaying grass here and not on the awful golf of Paul Swain. But sadly, the background is a little plain on this one, so you're stuck with having to look at the hopeless figure of Dean Briggs. A bit of everything here from Alan Butler on the 12th as he hits this one low, against the bank of a ditch and into a bunker. That's value for money from Alan. Time for some bunker nonsense now. First with Alan Kavanagh on the 16th as he contrives to stay firmly in the bunker, at least for the 2 shots we can be bothered filming. Paul Kitto fares marginally better on the 12th as he just about gets his first shot over the lip. But then he lets himself down again by returning to the sand with his second. And now a successful bunker escape from Philip Carroll on the 8th, but we're not sure if it really counts when you're effectively playing out sideways. It's on the green though, just about. Only one entry in who'd be a cameraman this week as Stuart Barham manages to camouflage himself as an evergreen tree to disguise his assault on Paul's tripod. As a result of this event, all crew have now been issued with full body armour. And finally, the eternal burden of once being named greatest living Trilby Tourian takes its toll on James Vose. Poor James. Poor James. Now, let's hear what William thinks of this week's champion.
I think it's always great when somebody that puts all that effort in and eventually wins, you know. And will he be the new Paul Llewellyn? Because he's put a lot of time and a lot of effort. And it starts now for Simon Deakin.
Next week, after a few years away, the Trilby Tour returns to the KP Club for the Championship of Yorkshire. In the meantime, if you'd like to be a future host of the Trilby Tour, please contact us via the website at www.trilbytour.com. We'll see you next week. And you'll join us on the crazy golf leg of the event as Peter Smith tries to get from the picnic tables through the windmill.
William Hunt Savile Row sponsors the Trilby Tour. The perfect gentleman's playground.